The Power of the Mind. Spiritual guidance to create your own reality. Recorded in Arvind's studio, all rights reserved. Chapter 4: Goal Manifestation. As mentioned in the previous chapters, by imagining and thinking about your goal in your mind, you transmit a message to the universe to display that goal in the physical world in the best and most practical way. According to the universal laws, you will reach what you focus on and attract it into your life by the permission and will of God. Poverty, shortcomings, news of war, and troubles are all symbols of deficiency. These thoughts hinder your success. You must see the world as beautiful, love people of every color and race as God's creation within their capacity, and without judging people and their habits, have positive energy and beautiful thoughts about them to raise your energy level higher and higher so you can attract beauty and abundant blessings to yourself. Understanding the reality that there has never been and never will be any shortage or deficiency in this world is a key that, if understood with faith, opens the gate of abundant blessings and prosperity for you. You must change your mental perspective regarding the abundance of blessings in the world. It is the perception of shortage, defect, and fear of resource depletion that distances us from attaining the world of infinite blessings of the universe. God says in the Holy Quran, in chapter 2, verse 268, Satan threatens you with poverty and orders you to immorality, while God promises you forgiveness from him and bounty. And God is all-encompassing and knowing. Accordingly, when worries and fear of poverty and shortage infiltrate our minds, we are under the influence of Satan and his followers, who himself symbolizes negative energies. When we make hope, positive thinking, and trust our motto, we are moving on a path aligned with our nature and creation. The human mind is sometimes forgetful. If you pay a little attention, you will see that in your own life, many of the things you have or have achieved, you first formed an image of them in your mind, and now you hold them in your hand. In fact, you have repeatedly created your goals with the power of your mind by the will of God. In the dimension of imagination, there are no limits. Your ability to create an image in your mind will depend on your determination or negligence. As mentioned in Chapter 3, to better understand your own ability, one must believe in the principle that humans have received the power to manifest from the Creator of existence. Participation in creation is part of human capability. What distinguished and creative humans have accomplished throughout history is not something other humans cannot do. One must simply know, have faith, and create. But where do we start manifesting our goal? The following multi-stage process for attaining a goal based on the laws of universe and the power of the mind must be executed with care and heartfelt belief. 1. Define your goal. Specify the goal you want to achieve in your mind. Your goal might be obtaining a specific amount of money, finding a suitable life partner, solving current problems, or curing a specific illness. It is not enough to merely say, I want to get a lot of money. You must know exactly how much money. Or if you are looking for a suitable life partner, it will not be enough to say, I want to find the right person. You must know exactly what characteristics this person should have, both in appearance and in spirit and ethics. Depending on what your main goal is, you must create the related details in your thoughts because there is a precise psychological reason for this. 2. Define your contribution. Precisely determine what you will do in exchange for achieving your goal. For example, what plans do you have upon obtaining the desired amount of money? Will you pursue a specific business or profession? For instance, how and how much of your wealth will you spend to help others, and other details related to the goal you have set. 3. Set a precise date. Set an exact date for achieving this goal for yourself. 1 month later, 2 months, next year, etc. Specify it exactly. 4. Create an action plan. Prepare an executable plan for implementing and achieving your goal and start executing it now, even if your action plan is not complete. For example, if you have a specific business in mind as a goal, start gradually preparing the groundwork for it from today and conduct the necessary research in that direction. 5. Write a clear statement. Write a completely clear and explicit text on paper that describes the previous steps. This text should clearly state what your goal is and when the date of achievement is. Also, in this text, carefully describe the work you will do in exchange for achieving your goal and the stages of its implementation. Write the text you prepare using present tense verbs, as if you have already achieved your goal. 6. Read aloud and feel. Read the prepared text aloud at least twice a day, once before going to bed and again after waking up. While reading the text, feel it in such a way and read it with conviction and from the bottom of your heart, as if you have already achieved it. If necessary, complete and refine your text over time. The above stages are a proven and effective method that has been implemented and used by many successful people. It is very important to perform these steps carefully and combine them with the materials mentioned in the subsequent chapters. Do not discuss your ultimate goal with anyone until you have fully achieved it. At the right time, everyone will notice. Of course, if you have a like-minded and trustworthy person beside you, you can share what you have learned and help each other understand and implement the materials more deeply. It might not be easy for some people to imagine that their goal is already fulfilled. But with repetition, concentration, and practice, this ability will be created and strengthened in you. Perseverance in asking for a goal and repeating it in your mind prepares your subconscious to accept it. Albert Einstein beautifully expressed the importance of imagination. In his opinion, imagination is more important than knowledge, because knowledge is limited, whereas imagination can reach everywhere and create transformation. Imagining the goal in the mind, having faith in it, and understanding its feasibility are essential but not sufficient. Perseverance, repetition, and steadfastness on the path to the goal smooth the stages of creating a goal. You must create the image of your goal in your mind day and night, and by repeating and focusing on it, prepare your subconscious for change. On this path, we must not forget the role of patience and understanding that this process is a dynamic journey. Sometimes you want something and have no other imagination or desire. But along the way, other doors open for you, and what you wanted is delivered to you in a much higher, more beautiful, and stunning form. Sometimes, from a place you least expect, the means to achieve your goal are provided for you. Sometimes you meet someone by chance, and during an ordinary conversation, a solution occurs to you. By using the methods and resources mentioned in later chapters to continue increasing your energy level and distancing yourself from negative thoughts, secrets from the unseen realm will gradually come to your mind, and the keys to your success will be provided one by one. So, while moving with perseverance and hope on the path you have chosen, you oblige yourself to understand that the path of creation is dynamic, and you will be prepared for ways to achieve your goal to open up. Of course, you do not focus on exactly how your goal will be manifested and leave it to an infinite power, because you believe the workshop of the universe knows the work of creation very well. Performing the 6 stages of goal manifestation described in this chapter requires neither great expense nor much effort. It only demands heartfelt belief, persistence, planning, and the expectation of achieving it within you. As Napoleon Hill said in his book Think and Grow Rich, if you cannot see your position and goal in your mind, you will never see it in your bank account. One must know that all individuals who have attained the wealth or beauties they desired did so not by chance or accident. They all have one commonality, which is imagining a goal and having belief and persistence in achieving it. Jim Carrey, the famous Hollywood actor and comedian, is a very good example of someone who successfully performed this method and created his goal. When he was still unknown and had no money, he wrote himself a check for $10 million. On this check he wrote, "For acting services rendered." Jim Carrey not only specified the exact amount of money he wanted for himself, but in his imagination he pursued acting in a movie in exchange for receiving this amount. At the same time, he waited for this amount with belief and faith. He even said that he repeatedly drove his own car to Hollywood and deeply suggested to his subconscious the feeling that he was working in Hollywood. Ultimately, he not only obtained this amount a few years later but also became one of the famous and successful Hollywood actors, with his wealth reaching far more than $10 million. Later in this chapter, we will point out other necessities and tools essential for achieving the goal and smoothing the path. Undoubtedly, knowledge in using the experience of others and experts is a necessity for achieving a goal. The following example from the book Think and Grow Rich can express this well. 1 meter from gold. Mr. Darby, hoping to fulfill his dream of finding gold and becoming wealthy, went to a mine in Colorado, USA, and started working as a simple laborer. His work was with a pick and shovel, but his motivation was achieving wealth. After weeks of work and labor in the mine, he suddenly struck a shining vein of gold while working, but since he didn't have the proper equipment and tools to extract the gold vein, he covered the vein with soil and returned to his hometown. He discussed the matter with his family and relatives to raise the necessary money to buy some required machinery. The money was raised and he bought the necessary machinery. He returned to the mine with his uncle to start extracting the gold vein. The first gold vein was successfully extracted and sent to the smelting center. By extracting subsequent gold veins, he was able to pay off his debts. But after several extractions from the gold vein, no trace of gold was seen. They continued digging and extracting further but achieved no result, and finally decided to abandon the work. Mr. Darby sold the machinery to a junk dealer. This man was not foolish or weak-willed either. He asked a mining engineer to look at the mine and do some calculations. The mining engineer stated that the reason for the project's failure was the lack of knowledge and inattention to the existence of a fault line at the location of the gold vein. His calculations showed that if Mr. Darby had dug just 1 more meter beyond the fault line, he would have reached the continuation of the gold vein. The man whose business was buying and selling scrap, by extracting the continuation of the gold vein, attained millions of dollars in wealth. Therefore, Mr. Darby gave up continuing his effort just 1 meter away from reaching his goal. The moral of this story is that for success we must remove some words such as impossible, I can't, and it won't work from our vocabulary. Human will and desire can create great goals. The Wright brothers had the imagination and idea of human flight in their minds, and with their persistence and perseverance, today we can fly from one continent to another in a few hours. It is said that Edison failed more than 100 times in inventing the light bulb, but with perseverance, he beautifully created what he had imagined in his mind, and today, much of human progress is indebted to his creativity. Around you, too, there are many people who have achieved great successes. All of these great works started from a single thought and imagination. Later in this chapter and other chapters of the book, we will point out tips that will assist you in implementing these stages and double their effectiveness. After reading all the chapters of this book and repeating it several times, you will be able to implement it. Risk-taking, not irresponsibility. Every being in this world is moving towards the perfection within its capacity. The capacity for human growth depends solely on their free will in choosing their path and goal. Given that humans determine their goals with knowledge and awareness, their responsibility towards what is important to them depends on their motivation and perseverance. If we accept that humans can determine their destiny and play the main role in reaching their set goal, then responsibility in pursuing the goal will follow. It is quite clear that without taking risks, one cannot expect success. Every step a human takes with risk-taking is, in fact, a movement towards the goal. Without risk-taking, no movement towards achieving the goal occurs, and one cannot expect to reach it. By increasing spirituality and utilizing the blessings provided from the metaphysical realm, every step that involves risk can be taken more assuredly with the help of methods mentioned in chapters 6 and 7. In this regard, by planning and preparing a list of tasks and duties aligned with achieving the main goal, you can make your decisions more precise and programmatic. Achieving the main goal is more assured and controllable by taking small, consecutive steps. View your past and temporary failures as experience and lessons for future progress. As Qualo beautifully said, "The secret of success in life is to fall 7 times and get up 8 times. In every temporary failure, we gain experience, but because we are certain of the goal, we rise again." Not giving up on the path of the goal and not becoming disappointed by temporary failures is the secret to success. If you do not allocate a place for temporary failures in your planning, it is dangerous because each temporary failure is a prelude to a step forward, and not considering it in planning may lead you to despair. Also, temporary failures should not be incorporated into the image you have of yourself and your performance. Rather, they are part of a journey, and you still maintain the ideal image of yourself. Try to take at least one step forward every day on the path to your goal and record it in a notebook after doing it. This action increases self-confidence and creates motivation in you to reach the goal. On the other hand, it is a suitable method for aiding and suggesting to the subconscious that the goal is accessible. Gratitude. One of the most effective ways to increase energy levels and vibration in humans is gratitude for what they have. Increasing your level of vibration and positive energy by any method causes events and people vibrating at that frequency to be attracted into your physical reality. Abundance and plentiful blessings are the results of increasing your energy level and vibration. As shown in Chapter 2, gratitude creates a very high vibration and a great deal of positive energy, and can increase the power of attraction within you for achieving the goal. With increased mental power, one can understand that during gratitude, a cone of energy descends from above towards the grateful person and opens a path even more for the flow of energy and abundant blessings. As Rumi said, gratitude for a blessing increases it, ingratitude for a blessing snatches it from your hand. You can make a list of things you have in your life and currently benefit from and oblige yourself to refer to this list daily and be grateful for having them. Non-judgment. Judging people must be completely abandoned because by doing this we will reach a higher energy level. Any judgment, whether about facts or people, can be an obstacle to increasing human vibration. With the methods taught in this book, in Chapter 5, you must set aside beliefs and judgments arising from the type of culture and familial or individual teachings and reprogram your subconscious. As a result, you will be able to increase your vibration level to the point where you can create your goal by the will of God. For example, if your goal is to obtain a specific amount of money and you have progressed all 6 stages well and possess high motivation, faith, and perseverance, but ultimately do not achieve your goal, one fundamental reason for this failure is the existence of an obstacle in your energy field. This obstacle might be an incorrect judgment that has become a barrier against attracting your goal. Your judgments can be about the simplest things, such as paying attention to someone's appearance when you see them, analyzing their behavior and speech in your mind, interpreting someone's words with pessimism in your heart, talking behind the back of someone you know and judging them, and many other examples. A practical strategy for controlling the subconscious in daily judgments is to carry a small notebook with you and write it down as soon as you notice you have judged in any matter. We will use these items in the future in affirmative sentences and also during suggested meditations to permanently erase them from your subconscious. Based on what was mentioned in Chapter 2, thoughts act as energy and build your external life reality. Every judgment in your brain is a thought that emits energy, and ultimately gives physical reality in your life to what you judge. For example, if you have negative thoughts about your office manager and are dissatisfied with him, you are creating these conditions for yourself. The solution is not to judge and to transform negative thoughts into their opposite concepts. Actions like mentally sending love and affection to him and cleansing your mind of any negative judgment about him can gradually correct your work relationships and conditions. Avoiding negative thoughts. We must set aside words we unconsciously repeat, such as, "Oh God, what misery is this?" or, "Curse this luck," or, "At my age, it's too late to." From the moment you tune your thoughts in harmony with the appropriate vibration for your goal, based on the laws of universe, you will see that there is no longer any place in your life and thoughts for destructive energies and negative thoughts because you are sending a message to the universe with a high vibration level that lacks the necessary harmony with bad events and negative thoughts. Believing in bad omens is one of the great obstacles to your success and that of your loved ones. In a hadith, Imam Sadiq, peace be upon him, says, "The effect of a bad omen depends on you. If you take it lightly, it becomes light. If you take it seriously, it becomes serious. If you pay no attention to it, it becomes ineffective." Some people do not benefit from this ability and do not use their free will. One moment they are in a good and comfortable state, but the next moment they remember a painful event from the past and immerse themselves in it, remaining in a negative vibration for a while. The moment a person complains about something and engages their entire being and attention in the conversations and energy, allowing the negative energies created in their conversation to be received within themselves. If they watch news or TV programs, they accept the content in their mind and expose themselves to various destructive negative energies, unnecessary fears, and incorrect beliefs. For such a person's life, one cannot expect abundant blessings and achieving wealth because their vibration is not in harmony with the vibration that attracts good things and positive events. The ideal would be for humans to choose their energy level and vibration by their own will, a choice that is in harmony with their main goal in life. Provided there is continuity in this, they can be the creator of their goal. It is impossible to be immersed in negative energies and expect improvement in life conditions from heaven and earth. By understanding this, awareness of human power to participate in creation becomes easier for you, and you realize that the secret of success lies within you. Suppose before going to bed and after waking up, twice a day you tell your subconscious with feeling and conviction that you are wealthy, enjoy complete financial freedom, are very happy about it, and thank God for this blessing. This feeling and vibration in your mind and body will attract a similar frequency in the physical world, which is wealth, abundance, and needlessness, and you will be in harmony with it. As soon as you make your decision to change your thoughts, you have automatically tuned your brain's frequency to the goal you have in mind. From that moment, you attract events and people who are at that vibrational frequency. With more concentration and repetition, you increase the intensity of the vibration and facilitate reaching the goal. The emergence of doubt and uncertainty midway can be one of the main reasons for not achieving the goal. To resist doubt and uncertainty, one can, in secret communion with God and prayers or during meditation using the methods described in chapters 6 and 7, guarantee the achievement of the goal. Correcting the image you have of yourself. The way you appear in your life and are known to others is all the result of the image you have of yourself in your mind. In meetings you attend or when interacting with your clients, your existential reality is created from the image you hold in your mind. For example, if a salesperson doesn't have a good sales day, the reason is the image they have of themselves in their mind. Based on that image, they have not seen themselves as successful in selling the product in question. One of the fundamental methods for facilitating goal achievement is creating or correcting the image a person has of themselves. Every individual should have a mental amphitheater where they direct and act out the image they want of themselves and perform it in daily life. In Chapter 5, we will discuss the mental movie method more fully. Forgiveness and generosity. The first and most important stage of forgiveness is forgiving oneself. If you feel guilty about past decisions or previous actions, you must first forgive yourself and, more importantly, through secret communion and prayer to the court of the Creator of existence, with repentance and seeking forgiveness, control and improve your mental and spiritual condition. If coming to terms with the past is not easy for you, then answer this question. Do you repeat the same action or decision you made in the past today? If the answer is no, it shows that you are no longer that previous person. It has been scientifically proven that all the cells in the human body completely change every 11 months. Therefore, today you are a different person, and forgiving yourself is easy for you. God Almighty is the most forgiving of all forgivers, and hope in His forgiveness is a very positive characteristic in humans that promotes spirituality and also peace of mind and soul. Forgiving oneself and others is very effective and even necessary for peace of soul and healing physical and spiritual pains. In some cases, forgiving others does not mean we must love them and reconnect with them, but rather we send them love and affection in our mental world. By doing this, we make our mental world more beautiful, raise our vibration level and power of attraction, and increase our existential capacity for elevation and creating our goals. By forgiving yourself and others, you will find a feeling of peace and tranquility within yourself. Soon, that person will either be completely removed from your mind, or if they are somehow connected to you, you will become fully aware of the changes in the energy level you receive from them and the improvement in its quality. On the other hand, giving money to the poor and being generous towards the needy is another requirement for attaining blessing, abundant blessings, and creating great goals. God has promised in the Holy Quran in chapter 2 verse 261. The example of those who spend their wealth in the way of God is like a seed of grain that grows 7 spikes. In each spike is 100 grains. And God multiplies His reward for whom He wills. and God is all-encompassing and knowing. Practicing and persisting in giving and helping the needy can be the key to solving many knots and problems in life and removing obstacles in the way of achieving lofty goals in your life. Ask and expect to receive our goal. There is a big difference between wishing to have something and being ready to receive it. You must want and believe in it in such a way that your subconscious knows it has already received it. Based on the laws of universe, you are capable of receiving what you believe in. If you encounter a problem in your work, ask for the solution from the metaphysical realm through meditation, mindfulness, prayer, and secret communion, and ask for help, because by asking more doors open, and the possibility of receiving blessings is created in you. Even encourage your children to ask questions, and if your child currently asks many questions, be patient with them and let this power flourish more in them, because asking questions is the seed of your child's future success. The importance and method of asking questions and receiving answers from the metaphysical realm are explained in Chapter 7. Practice increasing the power to receive blessings and abundance. If a friend or passerby wants to give you something, accept it and thank them. Increase the capacity for acceptance and reception within yourself so that abundant blessings are attracted to you. Another common habit or incorrect belief among us is being overly polite and not welcoming the generosity of others. If someone gives you a gift or offers to take you to your destination today, accept it. With this acceptance, you have allowed that person's positive energy to flow and also affect your vibrational field. By rejecting the goodness of others, you have contracted your energy field and vibration and reduced your own capacity and power to receive. Rejecting the goodness and giving of others, from a psychological perspective, is due to not valuing yourself in your subconscious. Walk determinedly on the path of your set goal, but without insistence and impatience. Allow yourself to attract what the universe gifts you with the vibration level you have and have harmonized with. Sometimes along the way, another door opens for you that you did not expect, and you receive something better and more than you thought. This is also true regarding the growth and elevation of young children. Do not limit or force your child with pressure and dictation. By providing a positive environment and nourishing their subconscious with abundance, gratitude, and affection, allow them to attract what is at their vibration level. Consider a painter. They first create an image of the design in their mind. They consider all its details and start painting. During the work, with their creativity, they may gradually improve the design, and sometimes a change or correction occurs to them, causing the final work they create to be even better than what they initially thought. This example shows the dynamism of the path to the goal and the necessity of flexibility and readiness in achieving it. Imam Ali, peace be upon him, beautifully expresses this truth with his words. Reflect on your life's affairs, be calm, rely on God, and then roll up your sleeves. You will see that God has started working before you. Impatience and excessive obsession with how and through what means you will reach your goal can create obstacles in your success because God's will prevails over any will in this world. We can compare imagining a goal and planting the seed of a great success in the mind to planting the seed of a plant. When a seed is planted in the soil and moisture are available, based on the law of nature, it begins to grow and with the presence of heat, energy, and light, emerges from the soil and grows. Suppose we want to investigate how the seed grows, so we manipulate the soil and check the seed from time to time. This action stops its growth. Based on this, when you plant the seed of a great goal in your mind, in addition to perseverance and patience, you must allow the universe to physically create this idea according to its own laws in the best form of its creation. Any manipulation and interference in this path can lead to failure in the goal. Applying the law of vacuum. The law of vacuum states that to achieve a goal or desire you are nurturing, you must create a suitable space for it. A tangible example is that if you don't like your kitchenware, and its design and color, you should donate them to charity. By doing this, space opens up for replacing the desired new dishes. If you are tired of your car and its model and your goal is to have a high-end, modern car, while performing the 6 stages mentioned in this chapter, you can advertise your car for sale. This way, no doubt remains in your subconscious that you are pursuing your goal with heartfelt faith. With the space for the high-end car opening up for you and the precise execution of the mentioned stages, the universe will strive with all its power to execute the commands sent from your brain and fill the empty space. To better understand this law and its effect, you can start with your wardrobe. Donate all the clothes you no longer want to charity, and if they are worn out, discard them. This way, you have created space for new clothes you like, and with this action, the means and factors will be set in motion. And in the future, you should expect interesting happenings. You will see your wardrobe filled with models you like. This law is not only limited to things we no longer like or need. Even if we detach our heart from things we need and love and gift them to a needy person or a loved one, the law of vacuum will fill their place for us. This law is true not only in the physical world but also applies in the mental and spiritual space. Sometimes, rotten beliefs and thoughts have taken the place of reasoning and reflection in our mind and subconscious. When we clear negative thoughts from our mind in some way, positive and constructive ideas will take their place. This is the end of Chapter 4. For those who are interested to receive a copy of the book, you can put your email in the comment section and a copy of the book will be sent to your address. The book was written in English and Persian language. When commenting, please specify which one of two languages you want.